Oh, do I feel good to be back in the saddle today. What is good, universe? Your boy is back. No thanks to American Airlines, but we made it back nevertheless. Memorial Day is in our rearview mirror. We've officially entered the dog days of summer. Now, when every other brand out there is retooling, trying to figure out what they're going to do for football season, we grind every single day with the best crew in the business. Now, before we look forward, we must always look back to see what we did on Memorial Day. And it was a profitable day, technically. 4-3. We'll take that as long as we win more than we lose, especially when it's a very, very light day in sports. Now, I cannot do it. Thank you, Schwan50. It's great to be back without my five-tool player, my main man. They call him AB. And AB, I got to tell you, I love doing the PGA Tour. I love being a part of that. It's really good for us as a brand to have me do it. But, man, I hate being away from you, big boy. Great to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Good to see you back in the saddle. Now, look, Z-Man, he did great. DG last week did great. But, I mean, there's no replacing the original. You know what I mean? Like, when the OG's back in the saddle, that's where you want to be. So, it's good to have you back, man.
Well, thank you, buddy. It's great to be back. And it's been quite the week, quite the emotional week for a lot of different people. Hey, lovely, brand new member. I was just getting ready to say, if you guys are not a member of the crew yet, we are ramping things up. We actually had a meeting in the last week of what we can do for you, because just like the sports books, we want to think about those that are already members, not just those of you that sign up. So how can they sign up currently, AB, if you don't mind?
Yeah, 2 simple ways to do it. You can click the join button. Just take your thumb if you're watching on mobile. Pull the screen down. It's right beside the subscribe button. Or you could just go down to the show description, and the link is right there. Click it. Promise you, done in 60 seconds. It's like that movie with Nicolas Cage, man. Gone in 60 seconds. Welcome in.
That's exactly right. You get so much extra content, and you just be a part of the crew, and it is growing every single day. Melanie, thank you very much. It's great to be back. Good to see you as well. Now, we like to honor, and on this particular day, because I didn't get to be on the show yesterday, one of my favorite people. I only got to meet him 3 or 4 times at ESPN, but it feels like we're doing this way too much, AB. Bill Walton, 71 years old, passed away yesterday, was authentically himself. And when I think of my style, you think your style. I mean, this guy never apologized for any of it. Rest in peace to Bill Walton today. Anything you want to say about him?
Absolutely. Bill Walton, and look, I'm too young to have been a part of the Bill Walton playing days, but let me say this. Bill Walton absolutely got it. He understood it. He knew when it was time to be serious. He knew when it was time to have fun.
Yep.
And he knew when it was time to be himself, and that was all the time. And you could never blame anybody who is genuinely authentic of who they are. And yeah, like, he had way more fun than everyone else, but you know what? That's how you get booked for 30 years doing it, because people enjoy it. If you're having fun, the audience is having fun, and he totally got that. And he wasn't like, there's a difference between having fun and being a clown. He wasn't a clown at all. He had fun, but he was serious too. And if you want to check the rings, I mean, he's got hands full of them. He's like, I'll tune you up on the court too. You know what I mean? Like, Bill Walton was authentically himself, man, and he's going to be missed for sure.
Yeah, so many different stories that went through the last 24 hours. Certainly we want to remember him here. And here on DTL, as many of you know that have been here with us since the start, we always remember our good friend Howie Schwab, who also recently passed away, and he always has the crew play of the day. What are the selections today, AB?
We are going to the NBA. All right. Game 4, kind of an important one here. Are you going with Timberwolves plus 1.5, Mavericks minus 1.5, over 210.5, or the under 210.5? Polls in the chat. Vote now. And as always, we will update it as we do at the end of the show.
You know what I did yesterday, AB, before I bring in the stars? I did something that with about 7 minutes to go in the game, I was seriously regretting. So I didn't want to lay what did the game go off at 7.5? Yeah. Do you know what the money line was at tip?
What?
It was minus 271.
Wow.
I played the Celtics minus 271. So when they were down by 8 in the fourth quarter, I was dreading coming on here this morning and having to admit that I made the worst bet of my entire career at minus 271. I still don't feel good about it, but at least I cashed.
I was gonna say, all right, you got the win. That's most important. I don't know
Yes.
what you bet, but minus 271, you won $12. So well done. No, I'm kidding. Like that would have been a tough sell. Like if you lose at 271.
All right, the guys are waiting. I've got the best crew in the business. They grind, and they grind every single day. It's Tuesday. It's a busy day at the brand. Do not forget about DTL Golf at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. But right now, it is time for the picks. Oh, shout out to Zach. He says, great call, coach. Severance pays. I love me some Matty Severance. If you know, you know. Good morning, everybody. Look who we have. The 15 seconds today goes to the one man who correctly, when it was 3-0 on aggregate, when everybody said Butcham was dead in the water, he says they'll score a first-half goal. And it went on, Charles, to be one of the great comebacks in soccer history. Good morning to you, sir.
Morning, coach, crew, chat. Yeah, we just flipped the script on them. We went ahead and took Bochum in the first half this time after taking Dusseldorf last week. So luckily it worked out our way. So big week ahead. Excited. Happy to have you back, coach. Nothing like you back in the saddle. So excited for this week.
I appreciate that. I felt like a Dusseldorf with about 8 minutes to go in the basketball game last night, by the way. By the way, Charles, when I give you this big, high-energy lead-in, I need a little more from you. Like maybe a little more energy from you. Like, oh, you were the – but I regress. Good morning to you, Charles. Now, he is our numbers guy. And as we get into the summer and we're starting to look at all the crazy things, that's what my man is always working on. Rafael Esparza, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Welcome back, Coach. I'm glad you flew home safe from your trip of Florida. But yeah, it's good day. It's a Tuesday coming after a holiday. So even though the wife is home, but it's always a busy day in the household where I live.
I just hope she's never watching because I get blamed for a lot of things in my life. I will not get blamed by your wife for the things you say about your wife. Now, this man has the best beard in the game. We call him Supe. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Coach. Welcome back. Welcome, crew. I hope everybody enjoyed their Memorial Day. Now, we had the greatest moment in baseball history yesterday. You know, you think about Babe Ruth's called shot, Willie Mays' over-the-head catch, but the greatest moment now in baseball history, Angel Hernandez has retired.
If you guys don't know at home what he's talking about, the worst umpire of all time, look him up on the Twitter. There are many packages going out there about how bad this man was for decades, I might add. All right, gentlemen, let's jump right into it. And we love day soccer here at the brand. So, Charles, the man from the Dirty, I'm going to start with you because it's a very light schedule until we get into the Euros. But you found one today that you absolutely love. Start us there.
Copa Libertadores, Flamingo, Millonarios. This is the South American version of the Champions League, which wraps up their final group stage matches tonight. Brazilian giants Flamengo enter this matchup, needing to win to guarantee advancement into the next round. The three-time Cup winners are a perfect 2-0 at home in this season's tournament, while averaging 3 team goals per result. Millonarios, they land down in Rio de Janeiro, merely playing for pride. Already eliminated from the group, the Colombian outfit have lost both of their road games and conceded an average of 3 goals per outing. Flamengo, they're simply a class above this Bogotá side. I project the home team to score at least 3 goals tonight at the Maracana. So Flamengo team total over 2.5 as I see a 3-0, 4-0 type final score.
DG just said in the chat, those pronunciations from Charles sounded like AB took over his body.
It got me. I practiced them too.
I almost wanted to make you start that over just to hear you try that again. Oh, there's some horrible teams out there. Better you than me.
They're playing Flamingos.
Flamingo.
In the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
All right. We'll start right there. Bottom line is, after all of that, it's Flamingo's team total over 2.5. That's what we're playing, if you were any confused at all. All right. Subi, let me go over to you. And I want to just focus on the hockey because we got a lot of different sports going on today. But last night, I cashed the over early in that Stars-Oilers game because both series are starting to have a personality, and I thought it was an easy score equals the over is 5.5. You have found another angle on tonight's hockey game. Talk to me.
I was on mute. Yeah, we saw another high-scoring game in the night before with the Rangers and the Panthers. The Panthers finally realized that they are one of the best offenses in the league. They pressed hard, especially at the end of the third period, and tied that game. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but now it is a must-win for them. They do not want to go down 3-1 in Madison Square Garden. So they had 37 shots on goal in game 3. I think they're going to do it again for game 4. So that's why I'm very confident in Matthew Tkachuk. He knows how to press the puck. He knows how to push it towards the net, or he can set up for a goal from either Sam Reinhart or Barkanoff or those guys. But this means that he is going to get a lot of the puck on the net. He had 7 in the last game. I think he can get over again in this one.
Absolutely love these plays in both series. I tell you, high energy. Do you think there'll be a lot of scoring tonight, Soupy?
I think that it could be close. I don't think we're going to see 9 like we saw in this game. I think it could get to 6. It's very close. I just don't know how each of these teams are going to respond after a high-scoring game, especially because it's been so low-scoring over the last, the previous 2 games. So I would actually bet if you could get it at 6, I would put it at 6, because at worst you could push.
Yeah, that's 6.5. You never want to take away that push scenario. All right. Now, there's been a lot of negative feedback over the last week or so with Caitlin Clark and her arrival in the WNBA, but finally got some positive news, Raphael, and I'm looking at my notes, and you think tonight maybe the start will be good. Explain that.
Well, first of all, that hockey game, it's 5.5. The juice is on the under at -120, -120.5. So we're not going to see the 6 on that one. But in the WNBA, this is kind of different feel for the Indiana Fever. They finally had some days off. So I know they're 0-7. They haven't had a lead in the first quarter for the first 7 games yet. I know that, but they've had some time off. They beat the Sparks 4 nights ago in LA. I think Indiana comes out on hot, -1.5. I'll lay the 3 nickels with the Fever first quarter lead coming into this one. I think we'll see a totally different Indiana team with some rest. And again, already beating the Sparks 4 days ago in LA. I think they win tonight. I wouldn't take the points. I would probably either do a coach money line play on this one or just take the first quarter -1.5, 3 nickels.
Boom. Always adding plays. Hashtag it pays to watch live. Let's switch now to baseball. And AB, I'm going to come over to you just for one because there's a full slate. In fact, there's more than a full slate today. 16 games, including a doubleheader of the Dodgers and the Mets. But you have honed in on a team total that you like. Explain yourself.
The Texas Rangers over 4.5. Offense and the bats at the plate should be swinging aggressively today. They have an excellent matchup to where they should be able to manufacture runs, not only long balls at home, but they should be able to go station to station and legitimately move their runners over inning after inning after inning today. They have excellent opportunities to do that. It should be a very fundamentally sound day of baseball for Texas here. Take them over 4.5 at +120.
And that game is at 8:05 p.m. Eastern time in Arlington, which has been a very, very busy place, including tonight for the basketball, which we'll get to here in just a moment. But, Charles, let me come back over to you. Because yesterday, I had all of you guys in my head. I had AB in my head. I had Raphael. I had you. And I'm thinking live betting. And as I see the Rockies come back and take the lead on the Guardians, I looked at a live total and I played it. And I hammered it. But today I want to start from the start of the game. Can I do that in Colorado, sir?
Yeah, Guardians, Rockies, we're headed to Coors Field for this interleague game. The Guardians, they send Tristan McKenzie to the bump with a 3.44 ERA and 5.4 over the last 7 days. The Rockies, they counter with Ryan Feltner, who was 1-4 on the season with a 5.07 ERA. Monday's game, it produced the 14 runs, and I see game 2 of this series picking right up where that left off with over 10 runs, Guardians versus Rockies, and as always, odds are courtesy of BetMGM.
As always. I just want to check. Is everybody hearing me okay? Is everybody hearing me all right? I feel like I'm giving like some of my best lead-ins for everybody today. I just want to make sure, is everybody hearing me okay?
Yeah, everybody's coming off that holiday weekend. I think that's what it is.
Apparently so. Damn. All right, I'm going to pick this up my damn self. All right, so we got baseball done, except for college baseball. And I got to tell you, AB's been working over the weekend overtime because this is what we like to call our bread and butter when we get to playoff time, when we get to regional time. So, AB, let me come right back to you because so many questions are in the chat. I need you to educate and entertain early on your best sport.
Let's educate and entertain indeed. Now, first off, okay, you see our 3 plays here. These are the regionals, right? How it works is that you have your top 16 seeds across the country that will host a 4-team regional. They start on Friday. You're going to have 4 teams. The winner of that regional faces the winner of another regional, like I said, and I'll put the brackets together. This is what they look like, all right? This is yeah, that's how it gets down, right? So just to have an idea, it's very similar to the NCAA tournament. Now, let me give you this, and I'm sorry that the graphic looks terrible, but I just want to show you real quick. Finding these regional plays, all right, you're going to come on your sportsbook, and it's going to show outright winners for the College World Series. Look above, you'll see CWS regionals, and then you will see the 4 teams of each one of, who's going to win. So, all that said, let me get that off the screen because that was ugly, and I don't want to mess producer man up. We're going to go with Clemson, regional winner, plus 110. We're going to, you know what? They're hosting it. NC State, regional winner, plus 125. Okay? We're going to go Florida State, regional winner, minus 110. Here's the deal. These regional plays have just come out as of last night, really. And shout out to Raphael because he was all over it. He texted me and said, they're coming out in 10 minutes. Be ready. And he was 100% correct on that one. So, as they come out, your books might not have it yet, but most do, and they will be out today. These numbers will absolutely move. Clemson hosting a regional and at plus money, it's not going to last long. So take a look through there, get the ones that you like, and get them at really good odds because they will move, I assure you. But the public doesn't know that they're out yet. So there you go. We're ahead of the game. We're literally going to drive the line.
So you could say that we're hashtag it pays to watch live. You could say that too, AB, correct? As
Correct,
we were
sir.
driving the line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was so amazing. I don't care how crappy that one graphic looked. We're giving the information. Sometimes you have to do it in real time.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about right there. It doesn't always have to be pretty and sexy.
Yep.
By the way, we're starting a new segment called What Are You Doing? Courtesy of your boy. Every single day right here on this channel. Look it up. Because I've got some things to say, and I'm sick and tired of certain people out here in the sports landscape, including Luka Doncic. Because my man is starting to annoy me because I have this blinking red light in my queue that I like to call a future Raphael on the Minnesota Timberwolves to win this series. And at minus 180, it seemed like such a good bet a week ago. And now Luka, with every complained call, continues to take a step forward to meet the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. But they've got to win tonight. And to do it, they're going to have to score some points. And you believe that they will. You're up.
Yeah, I think both teams would score some points on this one, especially the Mavericks. I think they close this out, and we have 9 days before we have an NBA Finals, which I'm going to laugh every day because there's no basketball for 9 straight days. Thanks a lot, NBA, and your money grabbing. But I just like this prop right here because the Mavs have cashed this ticket 4 straight games. 105.5. Why is it not 106.5? I really thought I was even going to see 107.5. With the odds makers, but they left it the same at 105.5. I think the Mavericks close this out. They put up a big game, and I just like the value in this one. I'm totally blown away that this not in a move when I opened up this, the apps this morning at BetMGM and DraftKings and all that. But BetMGM still has it at 105.5. We're gonna cash at BetMGM at 105.5. Maybe I'll put that more money in my stocks over at MGM, but give me the Mavs team total over.
For those of you that might be new to the brand, you need to listen to what my certain guys say, that if Raphael gets excited like that, go bang that number. Because nobody knows numbers better than my guy. Go bang that number right now.
What was the advice you just gave on put money in your sock?
My stocks. I have
stocks.
I got some big stocks at MGM.
Well,
I want to
go ahead.
I want to jump on the College World Series. Florida State at minus 110. Grab it because it's going to go probably to minus 130, minus 140. And correct me if I'm wrong, AB. Florida State's probably the most popular college baseball team in the land. So everyone's going to probably bet them. They're going to see the small number. I would not be shocked by Friday when I wake up. It's probably minus 130, minus 135. If you can get Florida State at minus 110, minus 120, outstanding value.
Yep, you're exactly right. Like, they legitimately score like 11 runs a game. I mean, they're crazy, man. They're if you're looking for a team, like if you have no team, no school, you're not a fan of anything, Florida State is unbelievably fun because bottom of the first inning, banana land immediately. Like, things just start happening. You're 100% correct on that one.
Can we do something, Raphael, where you can look at the odds, please, that we have today, and AB and you have given out a few on the show, and then on Friday, I want you to send to me how those lines have moved, not to rub it in anybody's face, but just to kind of prove where we're at and how on top of it we are, and maybe things move the way we think, maybe they don't. But it's always a way for people to understand, so then next year we can be ahead of it as well. We're always trying to think ahead. So if you can do that for me, I'd really, really appreciate it. John says, is that new segment inspired by your minus 271 bet, Coach? Yeah, John, it might be a part of what are we doing? Very, very well done. Peggy says, Coach, glad I don't have to do the work. Peggy, we're back. We're fired up. Just because we're heading into June doesn't mean we don't want to do the work. We'll do it for you. All right. Now, we've got one bet left, I believe. And I'm coming over to you, Soupy, for a reason. Because you have a little player parlay, and these two, they've started calling them Batman and Robin. We're going to talk more about them and educate and entertain. But tonight, if they're going to get it done in a sweep, you believe both will have to do what? You're up.
Yeah, I'm going to tease it for later in Educate and Entertain, but I'm believing in a big game for both Luka and Kyrie. They have been such a great compliment to each other. People are calling it the best backcourt in NBA history. I don't know about that, but they have been playing very well. Luka Doncic plus 30 plus points. Kyrie Irving plus 20 points on BetMGM. I like this little bet that they have. Great odds just to score 20 points for Kyrie. Don't go for his over-under. I'll explain that again a little later. And Luka Doncic going off. They don't want any more of a rest disadvantage than the Celtics have. So they want to try to get this series done tonight. So they are just going to try to score and score and score. So look for big games for both Kyrie and Luka tonight.
Your rival, DG, just said, Soupy, teasing the bag. Don't ever write that again, DG. Don't ever write that.
All right. Yeah, that's a good.
Can I report harassment on? That doesn't sound good. No, I don't like it.
Hey, I got a question, Coach, if you don't mind. For Soupy.
Yeah, of course.
Pronounce the hockey player again. Is it Tikachuk? Tikachuk. Okay. So me and Randall Mims in the chat, like, we bet on him a lot, right? Like, I mean, the guy's the stud, obviously.
Yeah.
I always thought it was Chakchuk. I've been pronouncing it wrong forever.
Tikachuk.
I can only imagine some of the discussions you guys all have.
Oh my goodness.
Around the fire. I just don't even want to go there. By the way, Joe said Luke is the whiniest PAB in history. I don't know what that means, but he is. He's driving me insane because he complains about everything, and then he also gets every shot to go down in crunch time. Drives me, and he's going to make $70 million a year. Real quick,
nobody say PAB on the show.
What's that?
Nobody say PAB on the show.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what that meant. Sorry.
I'm messing with you.
Let me say superstar. I have no idea what that means.
I'm kidding.
Jay Peasy says they are moving right now. Texas A&M just jumped from minus 150 to minus 160, Raphael, in real time.
Yeah, and I just comment to him on the chat saying the limits are low for college baseball, a regional. So a $500 bet, they'll move it 20 cents to normal, maybe a 5 cent, 10 cents. So it's not because of heavy action. But I agree on the line movement, though. That was a bad number as well.
Here's the best part. Go through when you look at the regionals, okay? You're going to go through and you're going to see teams that are hosting a regional that aren't even the favorite at their own regional. Like Oklahoma is plus 145. Wow. In Norman, Oklahoma, the favorite is Duke. It's the weirdest sport ever.
And that's why we have you two. I want no part of it because I will just lose money. I always come to you two. By the way, look who's in the chat. Kevin says, hey, boys, miss watching live daily, but I watch at lunch or after work. Always cheers and appreciate the hashtag DTL gang, which is here every single day of the week. Now, if you would have told me a week ago that both series in the NBA could potentially be a sweep, I would have told you were crazy. Crazy like a fox. Because that's what we have a chance to have tonight. It's time to educate, entertain. All right. Go see Mike said. Look at Rafi. He goes, late again, y'all. Shaq said last year when Heat took a 3-0 lead, ain't no way NBA is going to allow 10 days with no NBA. We'll see. We'll see tonight. My future bet certainly doesn't want it to end tonight. But here's the question. Last year when Kyrie Irving was in Brooklyn, he was the cancer of the entire NBA. Couldn't win. Can't play with him. Horrible teammate. But AB, I'm going to start with you. Luka the other night basically gave him credit for them being here, that he has given them so much wise advice that they can't do it without him. Do you believe that Kyrie is the reason at 28 points a game, by the way, in his last 10, that the Mavericks are on the brink of heading to the NBA Finals?
He's a big part of it. First off, I have to say, I think the Mavericks may have just found a cheat code in regards to how to set up your team via free agency before a season starts. Like the PJ Washington move and all of that. Like, Dallas is on their game. But I do think that Kyrie being such a leader, not only, philosophically, like you just said, but on the court as well. It's a massive, massive addition to that team. So, yes, I'm not giving Kyrie all the credit, and Kyrie wouldn't demand it, and nobody's saying that, but he's a large part of it, and we can't take that away from him at all. So, yeah, I'm with it, man. Kyrie deserves all the credit that he's getting. Absolutely.
So that's kind of a one. So, Raphael, let me come to you because Kyrie has said for many, many years that you got to have a balance. You got to be able to talk about things outside of basketball. And now Luka is starting to speak the exact same way. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe we all have misunderstood Kyrie because now he's in a spot where there's no controversy. He's absolutely a positive addition. And when you get to the fourth quarter, you got not one, but two cats that can take those last shots. And that has proven to be the difference. Up 3-0. Is Kyrie the reason?
I just think the situation is the reason. I mean, when you go to Dallas, Mark Cuban's in a locker room all the time. I think the players around him are not stars like KD and all the headaches they had in Brooklyn. Don't forget, we also had the pandemic when he was in Brooklyn, so he didn't want to take the shot, whatever, stuff like that. So I think it was just different situations. But I think the owner and the players and the coach are probably the main reason why he's been quiet. He's been a great teammate. Because he has just been able to be himself. He didn't have to carry a team. He knows Luka's there to be one. I think Kyrie knows that he's two on this team. No matter what happens, no matter how many points he scores, it's still going to be Luka's team. I just think the situation is best for him in Dallas, and then in Brooklyn, and then in Boston, and in Cleveland. I think this is the best situation out of all three teams. Granted, I know he won a ship in Cleveland, but the situation in Dallas, I think, is his best situation. And let's face it, when you get older, you get wiser.
And that's a really good point. But the other point, Soupy, that I want to hit on that Raphael just hit on is the situation. And when you look at, he's always had another superstar to play with. LeBron, KD, he was in Boston for a little while, and now he's got Luka. So is the situation because of how Luka reveres him? And we've never heard this before, ever, 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 ever. Maybe it's how Luka reveres him that allows him to be the leader that he is turning out to be. Your take?
Yeah, I definitely agree. This is just such a different situation from when it was in Brooklyn. And who would have thought that when that Brooklyn group broke up, that Kyrie would be the most successful one out of the three right now? And I think that has what Raphael pressed on was what he has. Jason Kidd is absolutely a respected coach in the Dallas organization, was a great player for Dallas, and Mark Cuban, a respected owner. And I think the big question was going into this situation, well, who's going to get – everybody can't have two basketballs. Luka and Kyrie have built such a chemistry, such a connection over the last year and a half that they respect each other's game. And Kyrie knows, he's even said he doesn't mind now being more of a supportive player and supporting his teammates. And I think that realization has helped them win, because if he tried to be the player that he was before in Brooklyn, in Boston, in Cleveland, I don't think this would have worked out. And we saw spurts of it at the beginning of last year. But I think now he's starting to realize that Luka is the guy. Let him do his thing, and they're going to be successful going forward.
Yeah, you look at his last 4 games, to your point, 33, 20, 30, 22. He's doing what is necessary. He's doing what is necessary. Now, 15 seconds or 20 seconds or less. I want to play a game, and let's play it together. Because the props tonight, the number for Luke is 30.5, AB. The number for Kyrie is 23.5. I want to answer from everybody. Who will go over their number tonight? And whoever has the majority, that's who we are going to play. Here's what it looks like. AB, who do you think?
Luka Doncic. Big night tonight for my man Luka Doncic.
All right, that's one. Liddy says, I love playing games. Liddy, I love playing them together. Raphael, we got 1 vote for Luka. In the chat, I want you guys just write Luka or Kyrie. Play along with us. Where are you going to go, Raphael?
Give me 2 on Luka, because Kyrie Irving, everyone thinks he's the Robin. He had a horrible series against OKC. His last 9 games, 6 of them have gone under his total prop number. Don't forget, where was Kyrie at OKC? He was nowhere. So give me Luka. Luka puts up 40 tonight.
Ooh, 40 tonight. Soupy, talk to me.
Well, synergy. Of course, to hit my prop, Luka has to score 30, so it's got to be Luka.
I'm kind of glad that you actually figured that out. I was going to have to call you out on that particular situation.
Oh, you know,
by
I'm
the
on
way,
top
that
of
is
it.
gimmick infringement. You do not do the synergy thing for me. I do the synergy thing. Synergy. That's how it sounds.
Hey, Angel Hernandez, you got to toss him out. You got to throw him out.
I'll have to do some vocal exercises. I'll do vocal exercises for the next show.
I have a question real quick, and I know that I'm interrupting the show completely. Yeah. So if you were a major league umpire, all right, called strike 3, they didn't swing, okay? Are you going with just the, something simple? Are you pulling the lawnmower cord, or do you go bow and arrow? He's out. What's your strike 3 call?
You clearly don't know, AB, because if you knew me like I thought you knew me, I almost went into the, what do they call it, the journey to become a professional umpire. I did a lot of umpiring when I was younger, when I was 20, 21 years old. And if you're going to have a true strike 3, you got to turn to the side and you got to rip the cord like you're doing the lawnmower. That's what you have to do, but very easy, just like, pulling it. And then if there's a guy on base, you can't do the whole thing. So sometimes you do that with the third because you got to keep your eyes on everything. Little look behind the camera there.
I like it.
Or perhaps
give me the
naked
gun. Give me the naked gun one.
Oh,
spin.
You're gonna throw out your groin doing that one.
He does a split.
All right, if you weren't here at the top of the show, that's okay. We got you covered. It's time for the whip around. Eddie Ice says, got to go with the lawnmower. Joe says, a lot of different answers there. But I would love to do a video. Like, people send in a video of what they would do on their strike 3 call. That'd be amazing. That would be amazing. We might be onto something there, AP. All right, Charles, you are back. It's time to decide who's going to go to the yard today. This is so much fun to do. Aaron Judge and the Yankees have been on fire. Matty Olson, he's got to pick it up because Acuna is out. Devastating news for the Braves. Juan Soto, he's been amazing for the Yankees. Jose Ramirez and Manny Machado still stuck on 5, which is why he's plus 425. So, Charles, talk to me. Who's going to the yard today?
I'm going right back. Jose Ramirez plus 400. I expect runs in this game, so I'm going right back to him. Plus, I think that the Guardians will put up the bulk of the runs today. Jose Ramirez getting the full 9 at-bats, plus 400.
He has been on fire. He just tore up the Angels during their trip to the Big A about 20 minutes from here. AB, coming over to you. Who's going to go to the yard today?
Manny Machado, plus 425 right there. Look at that beautiful uniform, too. Padres, it's tough to pull off brown and gray and yellow. That's a great uniform, Machado.
It really, really is. About 60 miles from where I'm sitting right now. All right, so that's 2. Soupy, talk to me. Who's going to go to the yard?
Well, Aaron Judge, first player since 1901. I'm assuming the guy in 1901 was probably named Hot Skip McKenzie or something, to have 12 doubles and 11 home runs in a 20-game span. Faces Griffin Canning tonight, 1 for 2. That one, he went deep. Let's go chalk Aaron Judge.
There is always a big crowd at the Big A when Aaron Judge comes to town, and tonight will be more of the same. Raphael, my numbers guy, talk to me.
Yeah, how can you pass up Aaron Judge at 2-1 at Angel Stadium? That ball is going to be lit up. But Manny Machado at plus 425 is outstanding value. I am shocked that this total has dropped from 7.5 to 7. I think the Padres put up big runs tonight. Maybe the parlay Judge and Machado. Maybe I'll do that. I'll parlay it.
He's only hitting 230. I literally watched the game last night as they couldn't even beat the Marlins on the run line at home last night. They're so bad right now.
Not as bad as my Cubs.
But he is a superstar, and he makes that was horrible. I bet the Brewers yesterday on my personal card.
Me too.
I just knew that they couldn't beat the Brewers. Any team, by the way, and we went through this last year, didn't we, AB? If you play late on Sunday night. By the way, Raphael, I got to say thank you. I had the Cubs on the run line Sunday night, and I fell asleep. It was a very long weekend of calling golf. I wake up, and I cashed the ticket at 4-3. I was like, how in the world did that happen? And they had a late home run in the top of the 9th. Meant nothing, but thank you to your Cubs for cashing that ticket. Then they cashed AB on Monday. Why? Because they had to travel after a late game that didn't get over till 2 a.m. You got to pay attention. Do we not, AB? We cashed it all the time last year.
1,000,000%. You are correct, Coach.
See? My partner always has my back. All right, now, we do these at the top of the show. Right now, we do them 10 seconds or less. A little nugget for each pick we have on the board, and I have this funny feeling today's going to be a big day for us. Charles, I'm starting with you. Where are we going?
Copa South American Champions League. Flamingo, team total over 2.5. MLB, Guardians, Rockies, over 10 runs.
Go.
Matthew Tikachuk over 3.5 shots on goal. I think it's going to be another big offensive game for the Panthers. And look, Tikachuk, he controls that puck. And then, of course, big game for Kyrie and Luka tonight. Both are going off as they try to end this series.
All right, Raphael, my numbers guy, talk to me.
Give me Mavericks team total over 105.5 because 4 straight games they have hit this prop number. Make it 5 tonight as the series ends. And then give me Indiana Fever first quarter -1.5. I know they're 0-7. They have not had a lead in the first quarter, but things are changing because they beat the Sparks 4 nights ago. Give me the Fever -1.5 first quarter.
I got a fever. AB, talk to me.
The only lease on that fever is more college baseball. Clemson regional winner +110, NC State regional winner +125, Florida State regional winner -110. Those are all starting on Friday, but today, the Texas Rangers team total over 4.5 at +120. There we go, Coach.
All right, AB, we have a small issue before I let the boys get out of here. Because we're always going to prop up our guys, but we're also always going to call them out when needed. Apparently, you have started a firestorm, maybe, in the chat because Big Brett says, Soupy, dude, that is not how you say his name. Ha. And then Pat says, Soupy is killing me with pronouncing that name.
It's not Tikachuk? It's not Tikachuk?
I believe that is the argument in the chat.
I'll have to look.
Are you 100% correct, Soupy? Are you standing on it?
Yeah, and look, I was asking.
It's Tikachuk, I think.
Let's have Charles pronounce it.
Charles, what do you think it is? What do you think?
Libertadores.
And Flamingo. Okay, as we figured out, this is like the assignment for everybody because we have a bunch of different options in there. But as we figure that out, Tachuk. All right, so forget the strike
Robbie's
3
really
call.
good with the hockey.
Yeah, forget the strike 3 call. When you go strike 1 and strike 2, do you go, ha, 2? You got to yell the 2.
I always like just the easiest one where it comes in.
Ooh, that's a good
And
one.
then the 3, you turn and you rip the cord. Yeah.
Yep.
I like to stand with my legs wide apart to own the space. But then that opens up your inner thighs to the foul ball that bounces up. And that can be extremely, extremely painful. Just like listening to Soupy try to pronounce his hockey player today on the show. Equally as painful. Real quick, Soupy, where can we find all your stuff, sir?
Bettingpros.com, where I don't have to say the name of the player. I just type it out. So it'll be good.
Hey, AB, did we get clearance? Did Soupy get clearance to wear other brands on the show on his hat? Did he get
I need one of those hats, yo.
We're working
you
with
get one of those.
Whoa! I was addressing AB. I was not addressing you.
Ooh.
AB, your thoughts on him wearing another brand?
Yeah, I'm talking to human resources here in just a minute. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna let it slide. Ha! No, we're gonna let it slide. The bow and arrow.
You can see my guys. Move. Yeah, the bow and arrow. As AB's wearing his Mims Lumbers hat. No, we don't wear other brands on this show.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the hat game settled. We're gonna get them on. A lot of people have been asking me about these, and unfortunately, the company that makes them, they sell them in bulk, and they can't sell them individually. So we're trying to figure out how we do that. So, because I'm not buying 200 and then sitting on them until they sell. I'm not going to do that. So we're figuring it out. But I got mine. So I'm good with it. All right. It's time for the closing bell. I miss being back so much on this show, AB. What an absolute off-the-rails show yet again today. Several calls to HR, by the way. All right, AB, what are the choices for Howie Schwab play of the day?
The choices and the good thing is that HR goes to your phone and my phone. So we're going to figure all that out. It'll be real simple. It's good to have you back, Coach. Timberwolves plus 1.5. Nope. They went with the Mavs. They are going the Dallas Mavericks. The crew is all over Dallas to close this thing out and cover a short number there at home. -1.5. So, yep, they're feeling some Luka tonight.
I'm kind of with Raphael in the chat that, and take my future away from an AB. Can you imagine if they win tonight? It's going to be until next Thursday when the NBA final. We'll have forgotten who's even playing by then. This is worst case scenario for the NBA, in my opinion. Your
it's
thoughts?
Tough. I mean, you're not starting until June 6th. D-Day shout out, by the way. Yeah, that is that's a long break. Now, here's the thing though. You could be creative with that and build up with some awesome stuff, but you've got to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you could very much screw that up. So we'll see what they do.
That is very, very true. That is very, very true. We'll see how it happens. But in the meantime, we'll be here every single day. We'll have college baseball. AB's always all over it. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. It's the easiest way. Turn on your notifications. And don't forget, the golf schedule doesn't stop either. Today, a full slate. Steve Scott, Fast Eddie, and RD will all join me. DTL Golf today for the RBC Canadian Open. And AB, I don't know if you remember last year, but it was the greatest finish probably in the last 10 years was at last year's Canadian Open when Nick Taylor made a 60-plus foot putt in extra holes, sudden death to win as a Canadian in Canada, and another player got tackled and almost broke his ribs celebrating with him. It was amazing.
I thought you meant a fan ran on. If you're the other guy that loses to a 60-foot putt in sudden death and it's, a native son, like you just take your hat off and you shake his hand. I mean, what else can you say?
That's it.
Like, yeah.
Well, it was Tommy Fleetwood. It was Tommy Fleetwood that lost. He still made $1 million. So I didn't feel so bad for him.
Riding in a Fleetwood Cadillac. He was feeling good. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing you could do. Like well done, sir. Like that was meant to be.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Do not forget, we have a crew exclusive. If you're a crew member, we have more picks for you. We'll put them up about in the next 30 minutes. But damn it, it's great to be back. It's going to be a busy week for us here at the brand as we head into the month of June. And we have a ton of boxing, MMA. We've got golf. We've got it all. And we'll try to get to as much as we can here live every single day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. But it is now time for you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Be honest with each other. It's the only way that this thing can work. And understand this, there is only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Lobo, my man from the Dirty Charles, my numbers guy, Raphael, my man, Soupy, best beard in the game. Kyrie and Luca better do some damage tonight. My man, AB, and never forget about producer man, always behind the scenes making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. Some of the days are like these, are our biggest days. Sometimes, if I could even speak. So let's make today one of those days right here. I'm driving the line. Good luck.